Hello everybody, this is your host Ron Ducats, and today things are gonna get pretty freaking exciting because we are moving closer to E3 2018. Halo Genesis, baby, that is what we're gonna be talking about today, as well as some other things. So, what is Halo Genesis? Well, this isn't new. It actually was supposedly leaked or rumored a couple weeks ago, but I decided to talk about it now because we're getting closer to E3 2018. So we're gonna discuss what's what, right? So Halo Genesis is apparently a reboot, split screen capable, new engine, Warzone 2.0, multiplayer beta 2018, and teaser trailer fall 2019. So all those things sound kind of reasonable. They don't sound outwardly crazy or, something that's like hard to believe. I mean, we already know that split screen is pretty much confirmed for Halo 6. We know that Warzone seems to make a lot of sense with Microsoft's new approach with the microtransactions in a Halo game, and they know that the multiplayer betas are just worth it. Even though it takes up development time, betas are worth having, public betas are worth having, and teaser trailers, obviously, so it's not too crazy to believe that Halo Genesis, that this rumor is something true. Although they used the concept art from Halo Wars 3, and they put that as the thumbnail for this post, and so it makes us a little bit suspicious, like, I don't know if I really believe you here, because now you use concept art over here, and then again, there's not a whole lot of evidence to prove that this is true. There's not a whole lot of evidence to prove that this isn't true either, because we simply don't know. We don't know for sure what is what yet, but anyways, they're planning to apparently reveal this game at E3 2018, which, by the way, is going to be, because they updated the times, Microsoft's press conference. I think the Xbox Game Conference, I believe that's the same thing, right? Maybe I'm wrong about that. But anyway, Sunday, June 10th at 1 p.m. Pacific time, and Monday, June 11th at 8 p.m. GMT. So yeah, that is basically 1 month away, and I'm super excited to see what they're going to announce, and I love to hear what you guys think. What are we going to see at E3 2018? What do you think will be shown? Do you think Halo Genesis is something we might actually see, or maybe something different? Because although this game supposedly, Halo Genesis, we know nothing about it, if it even exists, it is just a rumor at this point, and we can't be completely sure that that there won't be a Halo game that is announced this year. Whether it be called Halo Genesis or something else, we have no confirmation, but we do have some information I did came across, which also is not new by any means, but Jeff Easterling said, or Grand Brother One, posted, or rather had a retweet to Tashi343i, and they said, hate to be the bearer of bad news, but no announcements today of any sort regarding esports. And so, yes, this conversation goes on, and he says to somebody, lol, I just want to make assumptions. So, reading this whole thing, it makes you wonder, like, yikes, I mean, is there going to be anything at E3? Because I think a lot of us are under the assumption that there will be something at E3. We have the Halo comic book coming up about Master Chief and filling in some lore, with him going on a mission with Blue Team. And so that might point to something that might involve the Halo TV show, which we know will begin development, will begin filming this fall, supposedly, assuming it isn't stuck in development hell anymore. Then we might be able to expect a little bit of something. But guys, honestly, anything could happen. For me, what I'm thinking personally is that we probably shouldn't put our hopes up too high. And I say this because it really does seem that that they are going the long haul with Halo 6, that they are really trying to make Halo 6 the best game possible, as they have with their previous games. But I think they have a lot of things they learned from MCC and other experiences, as well as Halo 4 and 5. They're shifting around. They have so many people that they just now recently hired in the past few months. I mean, up to 30 to 40 people, I think. I could be wrong about that, but there are tons and tons of job listings that went up on Microsoft that have just gone off, that they have been taken. We're talking about engineers, we're talking about artists, we're talking about every part of the pipeline that makes a Halo game what it is, are being hired, And that's all been happening so far, in this first few months of this year, and I think, late last year as well. So they're definitely setting the groundwork for a lot of things. We could get a Halo 6 teaser, but then again, that will mean that Halo 6 will be releasing in 2019. If we get nothing this year, then, as I've said before, no matter what happens, technically we're getting Halo 6 news, just because on how we can plug information together. We can just make sense of things and connect the dots. For example, if there is no trailer, then we know that Halo 6 will probably most likely be releasing in 2020. And that sounds like a really long time away, but it won't feel like it if we get another Halo game to fill in the year of 2019. Or ideally, maybe something this year. I would like Halo 5 DLC. I would like Halo 5, a Halo TV show, whether it has anything to do with Halo 5 or not. But ideally, something that kind of slides into something that moves into the Halo 6 plot or storyline, something that's relevant, not like the Hunt the Truth thing, but something that is actually going to make an impact on the story, something that is actually really relevant. And we also have them talking about a new classic PC experience potentially being discussed. With the El Dorito team, with all the controversy that's been going on with Halo Online, it's made many people, including myself, think, hey, I wonder if they're actually going to release a Halo Online experience, something official, something on Steam, something that is open source. And maybe not, but I think that it would be the best for them, and I hope those the people at 343 Industries can convince the bigwigs at Microsoft that make these big choices that they release Halo Online officially, that they give us a price point. I don't want microtransactions. I don't think you guys want it either. I think we'd all collectively just, generally speaking, would like to just buy a price point game because it's worth it, and they're not losing anything. No one's buying Halo 3 right now, I don't think. And yeah, I mean, I'd buy Halo 3 again for PC, Halo Online as it is. And yeah, that would be freaking awesome. Of course, we also run the chance of having a Master Chief Collection onto PC being announced. And it might be a very short announcement. We might have Bonnie Ross or somebody official at Xbox or, even 343 just come out and say, hey, look, you guys have asked for a PC experience, and Halo's been on Xbox for so many years, so now it's time to go here, and we're gonna allow it to be open source, completely moddable, and then they could show like a showcase of Halo Online. That would be real, that would be a curveball. That would be crazy if they did that, if they actually mentioned Halo Online. But I think they might just have somebody step out just for 40 seconds or something, or maybe 2 minutes or something, and just announce that a Halo TV show is coming later this year. They might have like a screenshot of Master Chief or, some other character in it, and kind of tell us the plot, like a one-sentence, one-liner, like, okay, this is what's happening in this. And then they will have maybe the Master Chief Collection with its new update saying that, oh, look, it's, been graphically updated and now it's completely moddable. Now you can play Halo 1 to 4 all in one engine or all in one game thing that will actually work this time, but also be moddable for anybody online too, or on PC anyway. So I think those are the most realistic things to happen. I think they might say something about a PC experience. It might be too soon because Halo Online, all this controversy has only happened in the past few weeks, and it's very possible that just isn't enough time for them to come to an idea or decision, and then actually move forward and make that official and fit it into the time that Halo may or may not have. I'm going to be a little bit disappointed if there is nothing Halo related, as I think most of us are, because we haven't got anything Halo related in a while, officially, I think. And when I say anything, I'm mainly talking about anything big. We haven't got any Halo 5 DLC. We haven't got any official stuff that I can think of. I might be wrong, but there just hasn't been any official stuff for a long time. And people like myself and people like you guys, we like thinking of theories. We like to pick things apart. We like to kind of use our imagination and kind of escape into the world of Halo and stuff. And one of the big things that we need to continue to have this fun is during these times of depression, if you will, why there's no news out officially, is more news. We need little droplets of information, little teaser trailers and stuff. So if they showed us like a 30-second clip of Halo 6, you guys know that I would tear that to pieces. Like, I would put on my tinfoil hat. You guys would too. And we'd just go to town. All right. We would just tear that fucker to pieces. We would think of every possible explanation for every single second. We would, and then of course there would be a floating squid somewhere, right? So yeah, like, I really hope that they just give us a teaser of something, even if it isn't Halo 6, which might be a big, like, whoa, because they might give us a teaser, and many of us might start calling it Halo 6. But I can imagine somebody like Frank O'Connor or somebody that works at 343, like on Twitter, might say it's not actually Halo 6, it's a side game. I can also see that happening. So yeah, because it kind of left us confused with, in the 2013 trailer with Master Chief walking through the desert, it kind of had us wondering, like, okay, so is this for Halo 5? Because there was 2 versions that officially came out. There was just one where, you know, he was walking through the desert, and then the second one was the same thing, but instead of it saying Halo, just Halo, it said Halo 5, right? And so that was on the artist's page, I think. I think the graphics artist that, like, helped with it all. Then again, it could have been, I don't even remember. It was such a long time ago. I don't even know if that would be a credible source that was actually Halo 5. I think Microsoft or some official employee had it up on their Vimeo, and then they took it down, but people like myself had already downloaded it, so it was like, you know, we saw Halo 5. So it looked like they planned for that trailer to tie in with Halo 5, but Master Chief never wore a cloak in Halo 5. It doesn't really make sense. Like, him searching for a guardian, I guess that's what he was doing in Halo 5, but like, I don't know, it just doesn't seem right. And so anyway, moving on. So what are we going to see? What is most likely here? Well, we have a couple guesses. I asked you guys on the community page what you guys would think. You know, we already have, a while back in January, we know that there are 2 Halo game IDs that were found by a trusted leaker who had many times before been correct about things. You know, even though it was way before anybody could have possibly guessed something correct, he guessed it correct. So we have a trusted leaker a while back that already said that there were 2 Halo games, 2 Halo ideas that were found, right? What does that mean? Well, that means that there are potentially 2 Halo games in development right now. So we have the Halo 6 team at 343, and then we have a separate team working on the Master Chief Collection, and then we have potentially a third team working on a different Halo game. Now, what is this Halo game going to be? I have no freaking idea. Hopefully they hire a 4th team to have El Dorito. You know, maybe the 4th team could be El Dorito, and so that they could just make the Halo Online thing like an official mod, and they can give support and actually get paid for it too. That would be amazing if those wonderful people actually get hired and actually build careers out of their free time of modding Halo. So yeah, big potential there on Halo Online. We might touch upon that a little bit later, but going back to the third team potentially working on this other Halo game that we have no idea about, which, as we talked about before, could be Halo Genesis, right? So Halo Genesis, we have it's just another Halo game, right? And I do think that there might be a side Halo game in the works, because we haven't, at least from what I'm thinking, right? I don't think we've had a side Halo game. We've had the Master Chief Collection, we've had Halo 4, we've had Halo 5, and then we've had the top-down shooters, right? And those games don't really count as side games, in my opinion. The Spartan Strike, that was probably made by like 10, 20 people. I don't know. Maybe more, maybe less. But those weren't really complete side games. When I say side games, I'm thinking of Halo Reach. I'm thinking of Halo 3 ODST. I'm thinking of Halo Wars. All right? Those are side games, right? I guess we've had Halo Wars 2. So, yes, I guess that is a side Halo game that 343 has been involved with officially, that has released a big side game. But I don't know. I think that another side game would do 343 well. I don't know if it should be a whole complete game that might kind of like draw a huge amount of population there for a while. So like, for example, Halo 3 ODST didn't really have the kind of multiplayer that we were looking for. It only had firefight. So it would make sense if there was sort of like an arcadic experience as a side Halo game that released either this year or next year to fill the gap for Halo 6. Now, if what's really implied here is that if Halo 6 does not have a teaser trailer this year, then in my book, it's pretty much confirmed. Okay, 2020, because they're not going to release a Halo game, a massive Halo game, a massive piece of their intellectual property with only less than 1 year of announcement making, right? So they have to announce it this year if it is releasing in 2019. If it isn't, then boy, oh boy, I think my expectations, I think many of y'all's expectations, I think everybody, I mean, not absolutely everybody, but I think a lot of people in the Halo community are going to raise our expectations just a little bit more for Halo 6. And the problem with expectations is that, that's hype, essentially. Hype is expectations. We expect something, we are hyped for something, we think that, they have another year of working on Halo 6, that means it must be that much better, right? And the problem with that is that is a little bit longer, that is a little bit harder to get to meet us and to make us happy, right? So if we expect something really great and we don't get something super fantastic, we're going to be disappointed. We're going to be upset, right? And so I don't really know if it's wonderful or a great idea for Halo 6 to be delayed another year, right? It's definitely not releasing this year, and I guess in a month, we're going to find out if it is releasing next year. So if it does, if there is a trailer, I'm actually really excited because, with 343 Industries and everything that they've been doing with Halo, it's been taking a different direction, right? But now they're sort of being pulled back and they're kind of being grounded by us, right? Like one of the things that they kind of listen to us about is the soundtrack. So the soundtrack is a lot better in Halo 5 than Halo 4, in my opinion. It's much more familiar and it fits a lot better with the narrative, right? So 343 has made a lot of mistakes in the past, and I think that they've made so many mistakes because, by the way, 343 is actually really good at learning and changing things once they've learned. For example, Forge, it was terrible in Halo 4, now it's freaking fantastic. So they're really great at learning things, and I think they've learned enough. They've learned enough about bad gameplay. They've learned enough about, no one wants ordnance drops. No one wants a bad story that follows Master Chief, and they've made enough mistakes where I think that Halo 6 will be good enough, right? I don't know if it's going to be fantastic. I don't know if it's going to be the best Halo game. I mean, that's a subjective point anyway, but my point is I don't know if it's going to be great, but I think they've learned enough where that Halo 6 stands a much better chance at being one of the best Halo games that 343 has been involved with. And quite simply, that's just because it's the latest. They've learned the most at this point than before. They were a brand new team, a bunch of random artists thrown in a room, and they made Halo 4. And then they tried to mix things up with Halo 5, and then they learned a lot of lessons there. One of the biggest things that they learned was that Master Chief needs to take the center stage, right? That people care about Master Chief. People love Halo and Master Chief. They are one, right? So, and I think that if they do show a teaser, I think it's going to involve Master Chief. And I think that would make the most sense for them because that's what people want. That's what the big lesson that they had to learn in Halo 5 was, that people want more Master Chief. And I think that they also have been missing with the art style a little bit too in Halo Wars 2. I don't know if that's going to carry over to Halo 6. I would love for it to. I think that the art style in Halo Wars 2 was very beautiful, and it was a very, very cool way to, like, a different way to look at the Halo universe, and it really reminded me of, like, this new mix between Halo 3 and something kind of, like, new. And I hope they do that with Master Chief, and I hope they don't take any crazy or wild turns, but, like, only do ones that are absolutely necessary or that are actually really good, that most Halo fans would accept and even enjoy and like. With I'm not going to spoil anything, but like with the Avengers, there's there's a way to do things right, you know, with and not all these games and not all these like new games out have to be bad, right? I know like God of War, for example, just released, and that is blowing up. And so I think with the video game industry, there's been sort of like, there's just been a big bang, right? There's just been a big bang of corporations getting involved, making trash games, you know, shitting on us, making microtransactions, and all these issues and all these problems have cropped up over the, you know, the past 5 to 8 years. But I think things are calming down because I think they're realizing that you can't, that it's not. The same thing happened with apps on phones when apps were a thing. There was like a big bang and then things calmed down and settled. So maybe the same thing is happening with Microsoft inside 343 Industries, that the big bang has calmed down, at least as far as this studio is concerned, and they're not just trying to do whatever sounds good on paper, but they're doing what feels right for a Halo story, that feels right for Halo fans, that doesn't outright do fan service, but also does something that really makes sense for the story of Halo, that feels right for the characters, that isn't doing what would make the most money, like making you know, selling Agent Locke merchandise and trying to make a better Master Chief, it seemed like, and, you know, doing what actually makes sense for the story is the best way to make money, you know. Never will like trying to add unnecessary characters just to sell more merchandise or just to sell, I guess, you know, other assets and just to make more money, you know, throughout the pipeline and stuff. That will not work, and eventually it'll create resentment and lesser money. So the best thing that they could do is make a great Halo game, right? And make something that really makes sense for the Halo universe. And it's possible. You know, there is a lot of negativity in the Halo community, and I think we're gonna see that kind of rise again when shit hits the fan again, you know, at this E3, whether that be good or bad, shit hitting the fan. We're gonna see a lot of people resent what 343 is doing with the choice, with their choices with Halo. And I don't know, guys, you know, let me know what you think might happen, because I don't know, there's a lot of possibilities. There's just so many different directions that they could go into with Halo, and I don't know, I might talk about this a little bit more, you know. Of course, I think I am going to talk about it more, you know, with E3 2018 coming up so close. We're still like a month away, but these are just some early predictions and thoughts that I have, that, you know, 2 Halo game IDs means that 2 Halo games might be in the works. So, yeah. Anyways, guys, let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. We also have some other ideas here: Halo 3 Anniversary, Halo 6, Halo Online, Halo Spinoff, maybe a game in the view of a Marine. That's a pretty good idea. Average Trooper. I really hope they bring the true atmosphere of Halo back with the original art style. Yes, the atmosphere, the narrative. Genesis sounds so freaking lame. The name, yeah. The online game will probably be either an extension of El Dorito or something similar. Honestly, they just might remarket the Master Chief Collection as, because they're fixing the UI. They have a separate team. They're paying people. They are spending money to work on a game that has already outsold its biggest days. It's already outlived its biggest days, and it's you know, I don't know the population numbers. I don't think they share that information with us. So, but I don't know how many more people are buying the Master Chief Collection. I do think that they have a responsibility to fix the Master Chief Collection, to make it as it was the game that we did buy originally. But then again, you know, it's Microsoft and it's 343. You know, they're doing what's best for them, right? At the end of the day. So, yeah, they already have a separate team, a team that isn't working on Halo 6 on the Master Chief Collection. So if they make that a part of the, you know, the MCC PC export, or, you know, port or whatever, then that would just make so much sense. I think that would make so much sense that they just repackage that for PC. I think that is the most likely thing to happen here. I think that would make a lot of people, you know, yell and shout, and, you know, in a good way at the E3 event. But we won't know until, of course, Sunday, June 10th at 1 p.m. Mark your calendar at a specific time, 1 p.m. On June 10th. And then, of course, we have Monday, June 11th at 8 p.m. GMT. and I don't know when that is. I don't know. I think that's 6 hours ahead of Central Time, so that's probably like 2 p.m. But you know, you can look that up on your own. Sometime on June 11th, probably around noon, you might want to start logging in to either Twitch or YouTube or that new Mixer app they have on the Xbox that's kind of like trying to compete with Twitch, I guess. So you know, there's so many different places. I'm gonna make a video, you know, in the coming weeks about what you need to do to watch the E3 event, and you know how to stay part of all the news as it happens. So, anyways, guys, you know, let me know. Drop your thoughts down in the comment section below on what you think may happen during E3 2018. I probably didn't touch upon everything here, but we can cover that in a future video. And I will see you guys in the next one. Later. Peace.